Okay, the next project we're going to do is the Pen Tool Shapes project. And the first thing we need to do is create a new Scratch file. This should be pretty easy by now. We're just going to go to the Scratch website, log in the corner if you haven't logged in yet. I know I'm logged in because my username's here, and I'm just going to create a new project. Once my project is loaded, I'm going to take a look at what the requirements are. The next requirements: use just 3 blocks to make your sprite move in a square with each side length 100. So now I'm going to figure out how I'm going to make my sprite move into a square with each side length 100. Well, first I know I'm going to be moving it, so I want to use the motion category, and I want to move it. Each side length should be 100, so I'm going to move it 100 steps. I'm going to make a square, so each of the angles in the corners is going to be 90 degrees. So I'm going to turn 90 degrees. And then the next thing that I'm going to do, we haven't done yet in Scratch. We did it on the Angry Birds tutorial, but this is the first time we're doing it actually in Scratch. We're going to use the control category, and we're going to use the repeat blocks. So I'm going to drag out this repeat, and right now it says 10 times, but it's repeat a specific number of times. And if I drag this block out and drag it so that it goes around the other blocks that I have, it's going to repeat the commands that I have inside this repeat block a specific number of times. And I'm going to change the 10 to a 4, so it'll repeat it just the 4 times. If I wanted it to repeat forever, I would use this other repeat block that says forever instead of repeat a specific number of times. But I know I only want to repeat it 4 times because a square has 4 sides. So I'm just going to move 100 steps, turn 90 degrees, move another 100 steps, turn, move, move. And then that should be my square. So let's take a look. It happened really quick, but the cat did move into a square. I'll do it one more time. And there it goes. So that's exactly what we wanted it to do. And repeat is one of the vocab words for this program. So we need to know what repeat does. So repeat, it does exactly what you would think it does. It repeats the blocks that are inside of that block. They have to be inside. And if I wanted to add other blocks in there, I could do that. And the repeat block continues to get bigger the more I put in there. There's no limit to number of blocks I could have inside the repeat block, but you want to make your programs as simple as possible, and that's why there's a requirement where you use just 3 blocks. So I'm going to get rid of those ones that I don't need and take a look at the next requirement. Add the pen down block before the sprite moves so it draws a square as it moves. Now pen is the second vocab word for this program or project. And if we take a look at it, what the pen actually does is it's another one that's just like it sounds. It's as if you were giving your sprite a pen and having him put it down on the stage and draw a line as it moved around on the stage. So if I put this pen down block in front of my repeat block so that the pen is down as my sprite moves, my sprite draws a line as it moves and it leaves a square on the page. And this is exactly the path that my sprite took. So the second vocab word is pen, and pen is just a command that leaves a line where your sprite has moved. And it only leaves the line if you have the pen down. So if I pick the pen up, it wouldn't be leaving the line anymore. And if I wanted to get rid of the line, like I'm going to pretty soon here, I could use the clear block, and if I click on this, it gets rid of what was drawn on the screen. So let's take a look at what we need to do next. The next thing, we want to make the sprite say a square has 4 sides for 2 seconds before it draws the square, and make everything start when you click the green flag. So I want it to say something, and I want it to make it look like it says something. So it's the look category, pull out say a A square has 4 sides for 2 seconds, and make everything start when the event green flag is clicked happens. So now when I click the green flag, everything's going to happen. He draws a square, and we should be good for the square. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to wait a second or 2 seconds and clear the pen drawing. We're going to be drawing some other shapes on here, so we want to make sure that the square is gone so that it's not so that we're not drawing shapes on top of each other. So first I'm going to wait a second or wait 2 seconds. That's in the control category. Drag out wait a second. I think I'm actually going to change it to 2 seconds. And then I'm going to put the clear in there. So it should get rid of the drawing. So let's take a look. Has 4 sides. And now the pen disappeared at the very end then when we hit clear. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to do the same thing about a triangle. So say something about a triangle. Say that a triangle has 3 sides, something like that. Then draw a triangle. Make it move 100 steps, turn 120 degrees, and repeat 3 times. Wait and clear the drawing. So you should have all of these commands repeated a second time, except modify them so that it's talking about a triangle. So if I right-click on this and duplicate it, I can drag it down here, and now I'm going to change it. A triangle has 3 sides. Put the pen down. How many times would I need to repeat it for a triangle? If I don't know, and you might not know for some of these next shapes, a pentagon, hexagon, and octagon, I don't give you the exact number of degrees that you need to turn or the number of times you need to repeat. So you might need to look that up. So if I don't know how many sides a triangle is, what would I do to try and figure that out? I would go to the internet, Google triangle. Oops, looks like I spelt it wrong. So if we take a look at the Wikipedia page for triangle, triangle is one of the basic shapes. It has 3 corners and 3 sides. So I want to repeat 3 times, and to figure out the number of degrees, it is 360 degrees divided by 3. So if I take 360 divided by 3, what do I get? 120. 360 divided by 3 equals 120. So I know that that should be the number of angles, or the number of degrees. And now let's run this one. A square has 4 sides. Draw it for me. Now it should clear and tell me about a triangle. Draw a triangle for me and clear it. So this is what you should have, and you should try and get a square, triangle, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, and if you finish all of these, try and go beyond what was taught. Try and do complicated shapes like stars,